Hi everybody, this is just a quick little preview for the 1 hour video that you're going to be sent for those of you who have registered for the Next Stage workshop. And I can't wait to go over the 1 hour video lecture. You're going to love it. The 1 hour video lecture was originally intended to be part of the live lecture that would happen on the first evening of the workshop, but I decided to do this now so you can get your training in even before we're there in person working together. So there's a few things in this preview that you're going to definitely understand, and there's a few things that you won't be able to understand because there's a lot of information here. And again, this is just intended to be a 5 minutes or less preview, but you're definitely going to learn some things that'll hopefully already blow your mind. In general, in a movie, there are 3 acts. And that's my fridge that just started. There are 3 acts in a movie. The first act is the character in their own world. They either want to change or their world gets destroyed, and then they go on a journey. Along their journey, they meet allies where they work together, and then they also discover the villain. Also, along the allies could be their teacher. Then they find the villain and them fight. It's important the hero loses to the villain the first time they fight, and then the hero decides that, or realizes that the real battle is within themselves. And so once they realize that, they train differently. Then they fight the villain eventually. Then they have succeeded becoming a different person and have changed. Then they go back home. So I've just described essentially every movie from Finding Nemo to Star Wars to Rocky, every movie that generally exists. There's more details, but we'll go into that later. Now, if that's a general movie, and you are an actor character, which is 5 lines or less, what the heck is your purpose in all of this? And one thing actors don't realize, and I didn't realize until I became a screenwriter, was you have a specific purpose depending on the act that you appear in, whether you're an actor or a principal character. If you're the lead, generally you're in all 3 acts. But there's still rules and everything that we'll go over in the lecture. But if you're an actor or principal level, depending on the act you're in, it totally depends on which act you're in as far as how you give your performance. So let's quickly go over that. And there's so many more details I'm going to be leaving out here. Again, this is just a preview. So the average script length is 80 to 110 pages. An actor who is 5 lines or less, according to ACTRA union rules, is 1 to 2 scenes. In general, an actor is 5 lines or less, and they're generally in 1 to 2 scenes. So you can tell which act you are in, because in general, if you are where is it? There we go. If you are in Act 1, Act 1 is generally 1 to 30 pages in, and then Act 2 is roughly 30 to 60, and Act 3 is generally 60 to 80 or 90, depending. So you can start to figure out and hone in which act you're in when you are an actor level, just by taking a look at the page number on your audition sides. So if you are an actor level, though, your primary purpose is to serve as a dramatic beat in a scene for the lead and or principal characters. That's it. Get in, say your line, and get out. You are there for a dramatic beat. Now, this beat could be simply acknowledging an awkward comedic moment, all the way to a cop announcing to the lead that their loved one has died. But in general, you do not affect the plot directly. You are announcing what will happen because the plot has changed, but you haven't affected the plot. That's in general. There's always the one scene in the one movie where an actor throws a banana peel on the floor and someone slips and dies or something. That's, you affected the plot then, but that's a rare circumstance. So in general, you are the waiter, you are the bartender, you could be a doctor or a nurse, but in general, the actor character also has a job. And during the workshop, you're going to learn how blocking can help create 50% of your character, and how you move and your physical pacing is going to be a lot of your performance. We'll get into that later, though, in the actual course. So you are there to serve as a dramatic beat, but you do not affect the plot, and you're basically a deliverer of information. Again, that means you get in, say your piece, and get out. And that generally, one thing that I find a lot with actors is they put too much effort into their one line. And they're too slow. They try to make it more dramatic than it needs to be. They don't really understand that they're there, that their entire purpose there is to be a dramatic beat. So the most important thing for you to do if you were auditioning for an actor is understand the scene. Why did this scene get written? What's the point of this scene? Not for your character. If you're an actor character, there is a point, but find out what the point is for the principal and lead characters in the scene, and then you'll be able to figure out your position as an actor. Oh, they need someone to come at this moment to say, as a waiter, and say something rude to them so that when they hold up the place and rob the restaurant, we don't really like the wait staff because they were rude, which is a reference. I'm referring to Pulp Fiction. And so you need to be a little bit rude because of that. So to understand your scene is extremely important. But depending on which act you're in, that will also dictate your performance. And I could go over, there's so much information I'm going to leave out in this preview, but for example, if you are in Act 1, which is roughly the first 1 to 30 pages, so take a look at your sides. If the page says page 9 on it, you're definitely in Act 1 in the story. Your job as an actor in Act 1 is to be part of introducing the lead character's world to the audience. So the world the whole story is starting out in, they're working at the newspaper company. And, you need to let's say the newspaper company is a fast-paced newspaper company. And your one line is, to the lead, it could be to the lead character, what time do you think you're going to get the new article in by? If that's it, and the description says, fast-paced news thing, then you wouldn't say, what time are you going to get the new article in by? No, it's going to be, what time are you going to get the new article in by? And, that's it. So you're introducing the lead character's world to the audience. Between Act 1 and Act 2, you are also introducing the lead character to the new world they enter, because whatever world they're in at the beginning of the story, they're going to leave it to start the story. The first place you meet the lead character in is to just basically introduce where they are, but it's not where they're going to end up going. Think of Frodo in Lord of the Rings. He's in the Shire, and that tells us a lot about his character, where he began, and it makes his journey more enriching. So the journey is the new world. So if you are in part of the new world, let's say you're a bartender and it's a crummy town, you might need to be crummy because you're basically representing the town and the personality of the environment that the lead character is in. That's generally the role of the actor character, is to serve as a dramatic beat and to also represent the environment that the lead or principal characters are in. So again, speak a bit faster than normal, get in and get out. You are delivering information. Also remember character body movements. We'll go over that. And body movements also mean, and especially mean, eye movements when it comes to film, because eyes are definitely more important than the rest of your body when it comes to acting. Both are very important, but we'll go over that. So there's so much more I want to talk about, but that's all I'll do for now for the preview. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's a good little teaser, and I can't wait to send you the 1 hour video.